All right, so today we're driving into a really powerful prophetic prayer that's been making waves online. We're going to break down its structure, how it builds this incredible story that goes from big promises to facing down spiritual roadblocks, and then finally to this idea of complete restoration.
Right out of the gate, this prayer hits you with something super direct and personal. It's not just some vague, hopeful thought. Nope. This is a specific promise aimed right at you, the listener. And that's powerful. It immediately grabs your attention and makes you feel like, okay, this is for me. The expectation is set from moment one.
So, the first big theme here is all about setting the stage for good things to happen. The prayer isn't just, asking for a few blessings, it's making a bold declaration that your entire week is going to be full of supernatural favor and success.
And look at how detailed these prophecies are. It's not just one thing. We're talking about everything, from getting the right people on your side, to feeling emotionally strong, to being shielded from bad news, and even moving forward faster than usual. It's like a complete package of blessings, and it really builds up that feeling that something big is about to happen.
Okay, so just when you're feeling good about this promised week of blessings, the narrative pivots. It introduces the conflict, the challenge. The idea here is that it's not enough to just wait for good things to fall in your lap. You actually have to face off against the spiritual stuff that's trying to get in your way.
And that brings up a really important question, right? If all these blessings are promised, what's the holdup? What's blocking them? And the prayer makes it clear. This isn't about random bad luck. It's about specific, targeted spiritual opposition.
So this really lays out the core battle. On one side, you've got what's called divine orchestration, basically God's perfect plan for you. And on the other side, demonic installations. Think of it like negative spiritual programming designed to mess that plan up. Suddenly, you're not just living your life, you're on a spiritual battlefield.
And this is where it gets super specific. The prayer starts naming names, so to speak. It talks about things like family battles passed down through generations, curses, and these negative spiritual agreements. So the fight isn't just against some vague evil anymore. It becomes a focused attack on very specific problems that are thought to be holding people back in the real world.
Okay, so if these problems are so deep-rooted, how do you even begin to deal with them? Well, the prayer brings in a really key concept to explain why they stick around. It's this idea of covenants.
Now, a covenant here isn't just a simple promise. Think of it more like a binding spiritual contract. The idea is that this contract can be passed down your family line, locking people into cycles of things like poverty or sickness. So the big takeaway is, you're not just dealing with bad luck, you're supposedly up against a kind of legal agreement in the spiritual world.
So how would you even know if something like this is affecting you? The prayer says to look for patterns. If you see the same negative things happening over and over again through generations, maybe everyone struggles with finances, or relationships always fall apart in the same way, that repetition is seen as the big clue. It's the evidence that there might be one of these underlying covenants that needs to be dealt with.
And this is the turning point. This is the big moment of confrontation. The prayer uses this really powerful declarative language to call on a higher spiritual authority to just break those contracts, to nullify them. It's framed as the ultimate moment of freedom, of spiritual liberation.
All right, so once the negative stuff has been dealt with, the whole energy shifts. We're moving from defense to offense. It's not about fighting things off anymore. Now, it's about actively bringing in a powerful positive force. And that force is called favor.
And favor in this context is way more than just people liking you. It's described almost like a spiritual currency. It's the thing that gets you access to people, to resources, to opportunities you couldn't get on your own. It's basically the key that unlocks the door to all those blessings we talked about earlier.
So what does that actually look like in real life? The prayer breaks it down into 3 specific things. First, unusual kindness. People are kind to you for no obvious reason. Second, unusual acceptance. You get welcomed into places where others might get rejected. And third, unusual access. You get to meet important people and get into places that are normally closed off. It makes a very spiritual idea feel super practical.
This quote really gets to the heart of the logic behind all this. The idea is that people are the channels, the midwives of destiny, as it says here. Both good things and bad things come to us through other people. So if that's true, then getting favor with the right people becomes absolutely essential. It makes human connections the main highway for blessings to show up in your life.
And that brings us to the grand finale of this prayer. The obstacles are gone, favor has been activated, and now it's time to claim everything back.
everything that was lost or blocked by those negative forces. This is the part about total restoration.
And again, look how comprehensive this is. We're not just talking about getting money back. It's about restoring your passion, your spiritual fire. It's about finding talents you didn't know you had, reconnecting with the right people, and even getting what's called a finisher's grace to actually complete your projects. The goal is nothing less than a complete 360-degree turnaround in life.
So you see how the whole thing wraps up? The final moments are all about empowerment. The story comes full circle. It's moved way past just fixing old problems. Now it's about pushing the listener forward, declaring that they are officially entering a new season of life, totally free from all those old patterns and roadblocks.
And it all concludes with this one final powerful image. A spiritual door is being thrown open, and there's a command to walk into your high places. It's not just a nice thought or a gentle suggestion. It's a powerful declaration that commands you to step through that door. It leaves you feeling like you have the power to make it happen, a real sense of a brand new start.